Now for a check-in of the big stories in the economy this week, I'm joined by Chris Kolding from Deloitte. Chris, thank you for your time. The first thing we're really flagging this week is those job figures coming out Thursday. What do you think is going to be the big figure to watch there?
The big figure to watch on Thursday is going to be the unemployment rate. So for quite a while we've been enjoying strong employment growth and we've been enjoying record participation rates, which is definitely something to celebrate. However, the jobs growth just hasn't been strong enough to put pressure on the unemployment rate and therefore lower the expectations. So as we watch the unemployment rates, it's going to be really important to see whether we're going to see pressure coming through on wages and through on prices later on.
Is the pressure on jobs figures in particular around the fact that the government has been focusing on employment figures, but Labor says they should be focusing on full employment, and that means that people who are full-time employed as opposed to those who are working part-time or casually?
That's true. That's an important part of the story. And rather than just looking at unemployment, it's also a useful measure to look at the underutilisation rate. And together with the unemployment rate, we've seen underutilisation rising lately, which is just seeing some of the pressure in the labour market not quite being as strong as what we'd like to see. It's definitely something that the RBA is keeping a watch on as they're starting to consider when to move the interest rates once again.
And with the Federal Reserve meeting this week, what do you think is going to come out of that meeting?
The expectation for the Federal Reserve meeting is a cut of 25 basis points. However, it's going to be interesting to see how they react to the recent drone strikes in the Middle East and how that's going to impact oil supply and therefore fuel prices running through the global economy.
What are we expecting to come out of fuel prices? We've already seen crude oil spike in the United States. Is it concerned that the prices will be spiking in Australia soon as well?
If this disruption turns out to be an ongoing and a significant disruption, you would think with the Middle East being such a large supply of crude oil, it will have ramifications for Australia as well. The offset to that news is that we have for quite a while seen a lack of price growth, which means that we have got some room to move. We're not too worried about too much inflation at this point in time. We're more worried about too little inflation.